We're going to be going over the options day trading dashboard. So right here we have a beautiful plethora of elements that we can dissect, and there's a lot of unique features that kind of implemented to kind of solve like this knowledge gap between retail traders and a lot of hedge funds, as a lot of retail traders don't exactly have access to like a lot of these tools. So that's the problem that we're just trying to solve, and we're going to go into like the different tools that we built, how it works, and how normal traders can use them. So first off, this started off as a stock predictor, but we started to move more into options because we did some research and we found out more people actually trade options, such as myself, over like actual day trading stocks. So the first thing that we have here is a market scanner. So what this basically does is it takes our data source and scans it for trading opportunities. So if I press scan for trading opportunities, it checks the current movement of these stocks right here: SPY, QQQ, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, and Meta. And it basically checks like all these things and runs it against like a bunch of like mathematical calculations and indicators to see which direction it's going. So after calculating that, it will give us either like a call, whether to get like a call or a put option. So a call option is an option for when the market goes up. A put option is an option for when the market goes down. So as we click down here, we can actually see the different like underlying values on it. So what range you should like buy it, what your stop loss should be, what your target price should be, and things of that nature. And it's actually pretty accurate because it's like calculated against a bunch of things. So we can actually press simulate, and if we go to trade simulator or performance, you can actually see how it's added. So within the market scanner, we have the market data right here. So these are the live stock data and the indicators and how each thing is moving. So right here on the bar, we can start off with the trading system. So the first thing that we have is the trading system, and we either have the day trader or the smart trader. Smart trader is kind of built more for like swing trades or stock options that are held over multiple days, and the day traders are specifically for zero day DTE expiration options. So options contracts that will be expiring within the same day. And then we have the data source. So we have simulated data, Alpaca real-time data, and market data API. And depending on how fast you want your data, like when you want it, what kind of calculations you want, or if you're just going to backtest data, that's what you pick. So if you want the real market, then you would choose Alpaca real-time. And if you want simulated backtest data, then you choose simulated. And we can just press reset learning data just to like reset the model and everything. And realistic simulation actually takes into account the factors of asks and bids and more like financial factors when it comes to like executing orders and actually filling orders, so we don't have like a bias. So right here we have the account management. So these are the bunch of like different like risk values and profit metrics that we will be using to start off our simulation. At first we have the initial account value, which is 1,000. Then we have the risk management, which is how much of our 1,000 are we willing to risk within a position, which is 10%, and then our stop loss, which is 15%. So then we have the take profit, which is 20%. So if a stock goes up 20%, then it would automatically sell that. A stop loss is if the stock or option reaches negative 15%, it would automatically cut that, because the best way to survive within the trading scenarios is to actually mitigate your risk and not to actually make money, but to actually just survive. And then we have the trading parameters such as like days till expiration, because an option contract is not like stock, it doesn't exist forever, but there's a set date that it expires. And until that day comes, it starts to expire in an exponential curve. So by the date, the contract value will actually be zero. So right here, we also have the max hold time as well. So if you're trying to do like really short-term plays, like long plays, like 2 hours, you can actually adjust that time as well. So we actually tested out a bunch of different systems, and we found that this was the most profitable system. So that's what we try to do. All right, so next up we actually have the trade simulator. So this is actually where we test out different trades and we test out our bot itself. So right here we can select the number of trades and the number of sessions. So we multiply these two together, and that's how many trades we'll commit in total. So if you press run simulations, it actually gives us an entire equity curve of how our equity profit and loss are doing over the period of time. So here we have 10 trades and 3 sessions. So as we can see here, around like 6 trades, we were up $274, and our win rate was 50%. So we ended with a $5.71 profit, and it's like pretty like it varies a lot due to the market conditions, but this is essential for trying to test out the bot, seeing how well it's doing, like how well our models our model is actually learning from backtested data and how it can actually react to the market. So if we actually like up this, so we can do like maybe like 45 trades, and then we're gonna run a lot of simulations here, so it's gonna take a bit of time. But as you can see here, we actually ended up profiting $45 with a win rate of 51.1%. So any win rate above 50% is actually profitable. So that's exactly what we want to see.
All right, and now we'll be talking about some actual performance analytics from this trading simulation, and we also have some graphs so beginners can get more of understanding and see their actual patterns of their profit and loss distributions as well. So over here, this trade statistic, we have a win rate, we have a how much you're winning on average, your total profit, your profit factor. So if it's under 1, you're actually losing money. If it's over 1, you're gaining money. Your average loss, the amount of trades that are being simulated, on average how long you're holding the stock for, and then as well as the max drawdown. And over here we have a profit and loss distribution. So here we have the frequency as well as the profit and loss in dollars. So we can see over time, we are winning money here, losing money here, and this is kind of a frequency of how much it's happening. And over here we see a win and loss rate. So we have a 50.9% win rate and a 49.1% loss rate. So there's 27 losses and 28 wins. And this is just, the trade history of what's being traded, how long I'm holding it for, the change in percent, and then the profit and loss as well. And it gives kind of a description if it's a profit or if it's a loss. And then for the next one, we have, the learning system. So how, this machine learning model and this whole platform is able to learn from itself. So over here, we see the amount of patterns that are discovered, how many trades are analyzed, and the overall win rate over time. And essentially put here is how much money is made. Like you make money when the stock goes down, and then a call is you make money when the stock goes up. So it kind of talks about what pattern is there, and it shows the top 10 patterns as well as the win rates and the number of trades that are happening for that specific pattern. And over here we have a run the learning progress. So as we increase the learning sessions, we want it to increase over time, and we want the trades to increase as well. So if I train the system, we see over here there's a 822.97% return rate, and the overall win rate is 86.5%. There's 16 patterns, and there's a total of around 1,800 plus trades which are being analyzed. And over here we see the learning progress as a graph. So it's going up as more sessions are being done, which is it's a good thing because it just means that we're learning. This bot is able to learn from itself over time and improve. And over here we have the win rate and the training session. So right now we have one training session, and it has a win rate of around 86.5%, which is shown over here. So yeah, that's just a little bit. That's just a high level of what our team worked on this semester, and we kind of switched from more of a stock predictor to an options day trading dashboard. And there's four main components of this: the market scanner, the trade simulator, performance, as well as the learning system. And this is a great platform for beginners to learn how to actually start day trading. So thank you for listening.